The freak-offs sometimes lasted days at a time.
Days! These freak-offs are orgies. It's literally just orgies. Days! YouTube, for Lost for Nas. Welcome back to another video. I was reading this article. Diddy Combs was arrested after a year of intensifying allegations. How we got here. So crazy thing is that we've already known all these allegations about him. Everybody was just wondering how the hell he was free. Let's see what CNN has to say. In the past 11 months, music mangate Seen Diddy Combs has faced condescending allegations of abuse and sexual assault, accusing the artist of orchestrating a criminal enterprise. Damn. Through his business empire that engaged in sex trafficking, forced labor, kidnapping, and decades of physical abuse against women, among other allegations. So, if there's been constant allegations in the past, my only question is, how did he get off in the past? Was there like a Diddy pass that he just got through? Combs on Tuesday pleaded not guilty to each count. Racketeering. But every time I see the word racketeering, bro, I always think of that Young Thug case, bro. That shit never finna end either. Racketeering, conspiracy, sex trafficking, and transportation to engage in prostitution. If convicted, he faces a sentence of up to life in prison. Damn. Ronnie Lil Rod, a former videographer and music producer for Combs, accuses Combs in a federal lawsuit of racketeering, sexual assault, sex trafficking, and grooming. There's a lot of grooming. Woo-woo. I'm scrolling down, looking at the timeline. Look what I see. Girl on the ground. That boy Diddy going for the finisher. May 17th, CNN publishes hotel surveillance video from 2016 that shows Combs brutally beating Venetra. A striking revelation following Combs' repeated denials of Venetra's past. He's like this in an open hotel. Anybody at any time could come out and see this. He just doesn't give a fuck. To not give a fuck, he must think you the shit. He came and just kicked the shower. And it goes on and on and on. Prosecutors accuse Combs of orchestrating extended drug-fueled sex performances called freak-offs between victims and sex workers. Alright, let's go on YouTube.
Sean Combs led and participated in a racketeering conspiracy that used the business empire he controlled to carry out criminal activity, including sex trafficking, forced labor, kidnapping, arson, bribery, and the obstruction of justice.
Damn, bro.
Let me say a little bit more about the charges. The indictment alleges that Combs abused and exploited women and other people for years, and in a variety of ways. As alleged, Combs used force, threats of force, and coercion to cause victims to engage in extended sexual performances with male commercial sex workers, some of whom he transported or caused to be transported over state lines.
Damn.
Combs allegedly planned and controlled the sex performances, which he called freak-offs.
Ah, shit.
And he often electronically recorded them.
And that's one thing, but damn, they got the videos of these freak-offs.
Combs allegedly planned and controlled the sex performances, which he called freak-offs, and he often electronically recorded them. The freak-offs sometimes lasted days at a time.
Days! These freak-offs are orgies. It's literally just orgies. Days.
Recorded them. The freak-offs sometimes lasted days at a time, involved multiple commercial sex workers, and often involved a variety of narcotics, such as ketamine, ecstasy, and GHB.
Uppers. If it keep you up, you up. Oh, bro, he's just drugging people and just fucking them. He basically just having drugged up orgies off of uppers. Man, to be doing some shit like that, man.
Which Combs distributed to the victims to keep them obedient and compliant. As alleged, when Combs didn't get his way, he was violent, and he subjected victims to physical, emotional, and verbal abuse so that they would participate in the freak-offs, and that Combs hit, kicked, threw objects at, and dragged victims, at times by their hair. As alleged, these assaults often resulted in injuries to the victims, which took days or weeks to heal. In addition to the violence, the indictment alleges that Combs threatened and coerced victims to get them to participate in the freak-offs. He used the embarrassing and sensitive recordings.
That's what I'm saying. Blackmail. Blackmail!
In the freak-offs. He used the embarrassing and sensitive recordings he made of the freak-offs as collateral.
And you understand these people off of drugs. When you're off of drugs and you're already in the orgy, man, you're off of drugs. You wanna have fun. You doing anything. You trying out new shit. Diddy got all this shit on camera. He can use it against you. Tell you what the fuck to do.
Against the victims. And the indictment alleges that he maintained control over the victims in several ways.
And with the video, come back, or I'm gonna just drop the video of you. And there's like they're trapped.
Recordings he made of the freak-offs as collateral against the victims. And the indictment alleges that he maintained control over the victims in several ways, including by giving them drugs, by giving and threatening to take away financial support or housing, by promising them career opportunities.
No power. Please recharge.
I gotta watch what I say. Gaze it! Gaze up! Gaze up! I gotta watch what I say.
By monitoring their whereabouts, and even by dictating their physical appearance. Because of all of this, the indictment alleges that the victims did not believe they could refuse Combs without risking their security or facing more abuse. The indictment also alleges other acts of violence undertaken by Combs and others, including violence against witnesses to his abuse, kidnapping, and arson. The indictment alleges that on more than one occasion, Combs carried or brandished firearms to intimidate and threaten victims and witnesses.
He had the blickies. Man, it was like, oh man.
The indictment alleges that on more than one occasion, Combs carried or brandished firearms to intimidate and threaten victims and witnesses.
So basically, if they said no, he pulled the blicky on them. This nigga, he was doing anything, man. And you understand, if you're distributing drugs to all these people, come on, what's the odds that you're not off some of them yourself? And if you're off these drugs, you're gonna do things that somebody off of drugs would do. And it gets deep. It gets deep. Hey, out his straight shot. Feel like life's GTA. That's why he beating up all these women.
Those individuals allegedly included high-ranking supervisors, security staff,
Household staff. Well, you need to understand, household staff could be the person that come and do your clothes. Imagine you sleep, they see your drink in your room, they slip something in your drink. You wake up, why am I like this? And that boy Diddy come through the closet. That's literally what the fuck happened. This is not real, bro. This is not
facilitated
real.
the freak-offs. They booked the hotel rooms and stocked them with the supplies, including drugs, baby oil, personal lubricant, extra linens, and lighting.
That boy Diddy, if you're not oiled up.
Personal lubricant, extra linens, and lighting. When the hotel rooms got damaged, they helped clean it up. They arranged for victims and commercial sex workers to travel for the freak-offs, and they delivered large quantities of cash to Combs to pay for the commercial sex workers. The indictment also alleges that they helped Combs cover up his crimes. During the March 2016 incident at the LA hotel that I mentioned earlier, a member of the hotel security staff intervened, and Combs attempted to bribe the staff member with a stack of cash to make sure that what happened was kept quiet. And as the indictment alleges, in late 2023, after public allegations were made about Combs' crimes, he and others pressured witnesses and victims to stay silent, including by making phone calls to witnesses and victims and giving them a false narrative of what they had experienced. And as alleged, Combs used
Manipulator. He a big manipulator.
Others to help conceal his abuse by monitoring and preventing victims from leaving a location in order to hide their injuries, or by locating and contacting.
Damn, bruh. They literally say he had UAVs on niggas. So basically, let's say he beat a girl up, and he knows that they're not gonna go to the hospital because if he goes to the hospital, they're gonna be like, "Who this to you?" And then so, and this is what ties up earlier. These girls were beat up, and they was in like these hotel rooms for days and months at a time, healing up. And what was Diddy doing to them?
From leaving a location and conceal his abuse by monitoring and.
How did he conceal his abuse?
Combs used others to help conceal his abuse.
He used others.
Had experienced. And as alleged, Combs used others to help conceal his abuse by monitoring and preventing victims from leaving a location in order to hide their injuries, or by locating and contacting a victim who had attempted to flee. As part of this investigation, in March of this year, special agents from HSI executed search warrants at Combs' residences in Miami and Los Angeles. They also executed a warrant for Combs' electronic devices. During those searches, agents seized evidence of the crimes charged in this indictment.
They got evidence. They got evidence.
And Los Angeles. They also executed a warrant for Combs' electronic devices. During those searches, agents seized evidence of the crimes charged in this indictment.
They basically got his phone. Went through that.
They seized firearms and ammunition, including 3 defaced AR-15s and a large capacity drum magazine. They also seized evidence of the freak-offs.
They had evidence of the freak-offs.
Electronic devices that contain images and videos of the freak-offs with multiple victims.
They got videos. They got videos. They got videos. Please. I mean, not release the video. No, don't release the videos. They got videos. They got videos. They got videos. How? Okay, if they got the videos, how? There's no way he could. Well, okay. Well, if it was consensual, then like, but okay, they're basically saying that all the freak-offs was okay. Oh, it's so much information. Oh my god.
They also see.
Okay, so if they have the evidence, why is he? So I guess they're probably gonna try to go everything was consensual route. Let's see.
Evidence of the freak.
Cause he's literally having drugged up orgies. There has to be some type of law against that.
Electronic devices that contain images and videos of the freak-offs with multiple victims. And they seize cases and cases of the kinds of personal lubricant and baby oil that Combs' staff.
Come on, man. Come on, man. That nigga had to take a breath. What he said?
The freak-offs with multiple victims. And they seize cases and cases of the kinds of personal lubricant and
cases of lubricant and baby oil. Cases and cases. He probably saw another case, but he doesn't even want to say it.
And they seize cases and cases of the kinds of personal lubricant and baby oil that Combs' staff allegedly used to stock hotel rooms for the freak-offs. More than 1,000 bottles altogether.
More than 1,000 bottles of baby oil.
Here are some of the items that we recovered during the searches.
Oh! Whoa.
Here, this is a drum magazine.
Okay.
Large capacity.
It's just guns.
And it contains, I believe, 59 rounds. I mentioned as well, we recovered 3 AR-15s. This is a close-up shot of one of the AR-15s, and you can see right here, the serial number has been thoroughly defaced.
GTA shit.
Another picture of more ammunition and parts of 2 AR-15s right there. Now, I want to be clear about 2 things. First, this office is determined to investigate and prosecute anyone who engages in sex trafficking, no matter how powerful or wealthy or famous you may be.
That was not for the citizens.
No matter how powerful or wealthy or famous you may be. No one should doubt our commitment on that. A year ago, Sean Combs stood in Times Square and was handed a key to New York City. Today, he's been indicted and will face justice in the Southern District of New York. Second, we are not done. This investigation is ongoing, and I encourage anyone with information about this case to come forward and to do it quickly. Wow.
They inviting people to come up with information. They finna get so much spam calls of bullshit from these little kids. Oh yeah, Diddy was in my closet.
And I encourage anyone with information about this case to come forward and to do it quickly. Anyone with information can call 1-877-4-HSI-TIP.
And that's literally just flooded with prank calls right now about what Diddy has done to them.
I want to express my deep appreciation for the victims and witnesses who have used their voices and helped bring this criminal conduct to light. We would not be here without them.
YouTube, for Lost for Nas. That's gonna be the ending of this video. It was a wild channel of emotions. To basically have a summary, he was having drugged up orgies and he basically blackmailed the people that was in them and basically fulfill his sexual desires. And anytime they didn't, he would resort to violence. This is all alleged allegations of the violence part. What they have hard proof evidence is the videos of these called freak-offs, of these basically drugged up orgies. What's the chance that some of his celebrity friends was at these parties? Oh my gosh. We gotta see what his lawyer and his team puts out. I don't know what really you could put out. And it's kind of like we've been knew this, but the government has to build the evidence. But Diddy's lawyer, they're saying, we have evidence. What do they even mean by that? We have evidence. There's no such thing as your claims are false. We have evidence. Well, Diddy and his team said they're gonna fight this shit. He just got bailed. He just got denied bail today. Wow. If that doesn't go to show you anything is possible. People will call it crazy when you used to bring this up about Diddy, but now it's reality. So if that doesn't show you anything is possible, man, just go for it, man. A lot of the things you think are fake are real. I'm gonna tell you that. If something crazy comes out, believe it. If it's crazy, I'm gonna drop a video on it. But to end it off, what I've seen, he does have enough stuff to put him in jail for the rest of his life. His team says they have information to show that he's an innocent man, but we'll have to see. I'm Philosopher Nas. If you guys want to stay updated, follow my Instagram. Subscribe. No, subscribe first. But I'm gonna catch you guys in the next one.